Okay, do you want to introduce yourself, Zoe?
Yeah, so I'm the Officials and Volunteer Development Officer for Wales. And yeah, so a lot of you know me already on the call. I deal with everything to do with officials and volunteers, track and field and cross country. And obviously, yeah, tonight's session is around level 1 to 3. So I'd like to hand over to Taff.
Okay, folks, I think some of you know me already, especially the ones who, like Mr. Healy, Chris, Mary, and one or two others, Denise. I'm a club sec, Liverpool Harriers, and I officiate at county, national, regional level as well. So and the odd international one, but we won't go there. Okay, folks, so we've done the housekeeping bit, so we'll just move on this one now if it works. Hopefully, yes. Really, what we're trying to do is emphasize that it's not difficult if somebody wants to progress from level 1 to 2 to 3. Level 4 is a different course. That is an UKA course, which would be, there's one for those of you level 3 looking at going to level 4. There's hopefully going to be a course in April of next year, we think, which probably Mr. Healy himself will probably lead on that. It is a biannual one that we do because numbers aren't that great on people wanting to get to level 4, but hopefully it might improve after tonight. Okay, folks, so just moving on. Those of you who've done your risk awareness and level 1 course, you will probably know if you're within the system as a coach or an official on track and field, that as of April of this year, any new officials who aren't on the system had to do also an online safeguarding course. And mine is due in July of next year, or June of next year, 23. So I will also have to do it as well. The fact that I'm a coach as well, it's already done it before anyway, but it has caused a bit of consternation. We won't go with that one tonight. Right, Zoe has been very clever. I will see a little square box to the right of the screen. That is a link. It's a QR code, those of you who know. You put your phone towards it, and if you've got a QR software on your phone, it will take you to a 2.5-page or 3-page document, basically the basics of health and safety guidance for Indigenous officials, which is what you teach yourself. The big thing with level 1 is that when you do the courses, some people will probably want to do the courses be able to qualify straight away, because you only require 4 experiences and 3 of them must be different. So you can have 2 the same, marshalling somewhere, and the other 3 then could be on, the other 2 then on top of that could be start, finish, or whatever else you're going to be doing, helping out. At the end of the day, some areas do have mentors who are level 4, level 3 officials who will look after those new people coming through. And at the end of the day, we practice by officiating, by going to different races. I know that the level 1 course primarily is focused on road and cross country. However, if you are in the hilly part of the country where you've got trail, fell, mountain, etc., there is nothing stopping you using your skills and abilities in assisting at those events. The only ones you cannot use are park runs and also any ARC events, which they're not licensed by UKA. Okay, so just moving on slightly now. And as I did say before, jumping ahead a little bit, there are 4 experiences. Home country licensed, your cross country are licensed in England by England Athletics, and Welsh Athletics now the same. UKA do the ultra events, and you've got the FRA, Fell Running Association, and the Trail Running Association as well. And I've just mentioned there, the form itself, folks, you don't need to write on these forms. You just download it, type in your details, and send it off, either directly. If you do, I normally offer to look at the applications when people put them in, quite happy to do that at any level, to be honest with you. And then send it into EA or Welsh Athletics, and then it will be dealt with there. Experiences can be backdated up to 2 years, that's what it says. Although we did go back to 2018 last year and a little bit this year, because we lost a couple of years with COVID, as we all know. But we're now going to go into 2019 going forward from this year coming now. I'll stop that share there, and what I'll do, I'll just put up a level 1 form for people who, hang on, let's have a look, see where it is. There you are. Getting a dab hand at this now, I think. And there we are, folks. It's a 1-page form. It isn't difficult. Name, email, your course, your registration number, and your course code. That will be on the email you will get from your home country. And if it's a virtual one, it's a virtual one. You put the date down. And if you look at the experiences here, they're all basically stuff that one would hopefully think that somebody can do as a new official or looking at going up. One thing I will mention here, if you're looking through there, the experiences, out of all them, marshalling, course marshalling crossing points, marshalling road junctions, and stewarding marshalling at a finish or operating a finish funnel. Marshalling is a key role of officiating and progression as officials. Let's put it this way. On Saturday, I was down to marshal at Hyndburn, but we were snowed in here, so I didn't travel an hour and 20 minutes up to Blackburn because I thought the roads were too bad. So I did apologise, and that's the first time I think for a long time. I felt a bit guilty letting somebody down, but there's no way, it just was irresponsible me having to drive, to be honest with you. There's a link on there to the health and safety guide, which is what Zoe's given you the little QR code for. And if you look at the 4 boxes underneath, name of event attended, date and venue, what duty you did, and name a referee. You don't need to take that piece of paper to the event and get people to sign it, because it's British weather, and by the time you take that home, that will be a lump of paper mache. Don't bother. Keep it on your computer, and then you can do it that way. Those of you who are already onto the system at track and field as well know you've got a portal which you can access via your 7-digit code or number, and you can keep your experiences all online, so then you don't lose bits of paper. So that is useful, and then at the end of the season you download it and then you send that off either for your upgrading to the next level or to the county official secretary, so they can then send them through to the endurance people to deal with it. At the bottom of that form there, you will see there is an endurance officials contacts list, which I know England updated the end of November, and Zoe will have a similar thing with Welsh Athletics as well. As from next year, but I don't know what day Zoe might be able to help there, is that England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland are all taking back in all to do with level 1 to 3 officials. It won't be an UKA. Although in the past it was normally home countries anyway. And the bottom of the form there's got all the 4 home countries, officials, accreditation, etc. If you're from Wales, it'll probably be just Welsh Athletics going forward, and England as well, being England Athletics officials accreditation going forward. I think Shona Malcolm in Scotland will be doing the same there, and Northern Ireland will be the same as well. Any questions on level 1 as it is at the moment, folks? Don't be shy. Level 2 is the level where you can referee for the first time. And the levels, as you go up, then the numbers of the events where competitors are numbered are increased by the level of your qualification. Okay. If you are level 1 and looking at progressing to level 2, I would advise you to work along somebody as an assistant referee at a county event or something similar where you can get the experience. So you need 6 experiences. There's examples on the level 2 application form, which I will show again. I think, Zoe, you'll send a copy of this PowerPoint to everybody at the end, won't you? And it will be available anyway. 6 additional competition experiences, of which all should be different. No fewer should demonstrate officiating at county and regional level. Right, in England we have the North, Midlands and South, and in Wales I've learned from Zoe you've got West Wales, East Wales, Mid Wales and North Wales, even though I'm a GOG. But I wasn't quite sure how things panned out in Wales. But if you travel from, and you live in Cardiff, you travel to Swansea, you're moving out of area. I think that's correct, Zoe, isn't it? So
yeah,
that,
no Mid Wales, just east, north, southwest. So yeah, like we discussed, the different regions is out of area.
I just made that one up anyway. Okay, and you've then got to complete the following level 2 self-teach modules. One's about sector marshals, one's about judging recording, and the other one is race referee. I'll show you the race referee questions in a minute as I show you the application form. And I'll be honest with you folks, it's not difficult. It's a self-teach one. It's not a pass or fail. It's making sure that you can at least read the stuff and you understand what it's about. If there's any discrepancy in what you think to what we think it should be the answers, I normally give the feedback to people as to what should be. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do, Zoe. I'll just put the level 2 form up now. Going forward, these won't have British Athletics on it. You will have the home country kind of banners on. And we put this down as level 2 stroke county, which is the next level from level 1, because level 1 basically is club kind of level. That's what we're looking at. There's a link there which says forms are available at UKA. Whether going forward, they'll probably put a link to the home countries going forward, Zoe. I think is the best way of doing it, because I can't see UKA changing every home countries and updating when they are things get updated. This one's got a bit more detail: name, address, date of your level 1 to 3 course, where you're from. County and district is important. I know Graham Healy's on, who's from Warwickshire, and you don't put down you're from the Midlands, because the Midlands are a big place. They need to know what county you're from specifically, either Warwickshire, Worcestershire, etc., etc. Region, whether you're North Wales, South Wales, I don't know, Zoe, they'll cover that in there, can't they?
Yeah.
And England and Scotland, they'll have their own little regions anyway. DBS is done, yes. Risk awareness course done, yes, and it asks for dates there, so keep your dates. You'll have it on your level 1 form anyway, so don't down the ditch on that one. And the health and safety guidance one is still there. Your official 7-digit number, and tick that you have looked at the 3 question papers with a PowerPoint and you are happy with them, and you will then send in this application form with your record of experience, which is the one you can either download from the UKA website or the Welsh Athletics, or from your own portal, which I find easier, but that's because I'm probably used to doing it now with track and field. And then it says here again, to qualify at a county official beyond the requirements for level 1, you need to submit 6 additional competition experiences. All should be different, not different from level 1, but different experiences, which are the ones which are all highlighted here. If you are already a race adjudicator, then there's nothing stopping you using one of those experiences as an event adjudicator. Okay, so if you're already a race adjudicator, before you became an official, you can use one at level 2. But going forward, then you've had your little bite of the cherry there by using that one. Nothing stopping you carrying on adjudicating, but if you become a level 2 official and you aren't an adjudicator, you can, when you achieved level 2, become an adjudicator by applying to, well, it was UKA, it'll be the home countries going forward with what's happening with Run Britain, which I'll mention shortly after. But again, if you're looking at some of these, this is the first level management of a sector marshals, group of marshals, managing at complex junctions. So there's a bit more management coming in to this role as a level 2, folks. Okay. The rest of them, there are some a little bit of crossovers with level 1, but they're just a little bit different. Road races, drink stations and stuff like that. So race day registration is down for level 1 and also level 2. And then that would then come through either to myself or whoever's assessing you as a tutor, and then they would then sign you off and send the report through to the home country to send you your new level 2 badge. So any questions on the experiences there at all? No.
Taff, I was wondering, it might be worth going through what an event adjudicator is. I'm not sure if everyone might know that.
Okay, road racing, which is currently licensed by Run Britain, but from next spring it's been coming back to the home countries. Currently, if you're a race director and you're putting a 5K, 10K, marathon, or whatever on, then as part of your licensing procedure, you must have a race adjudicator appointed to your event. He or she will be there to ensure the license conditions are complied with. That's what their prime role is for. So they'll want to see the risk assessment, they want to see the first aid, what their kind of plan is for the event. They'll want to see that the license is displayed, and it's then about the conduct of the event itself. Level 2, 3 or 4 referees at events are there to ensure that the UK athletics rules of competitions are complied with. It's a total different role to adjudicator. Okay. You don't have adjudicators at cross country or fell or trail. You just have it at road running, which came into being with Run Britain some 15 years ago, I think, Chris, wasn't it? Something like that. There are regional groups which look after the Run Britain licensing side at the moment. But and they're also, Barry Hopkins, I think, is the name of the chap that's been appointed as the road running manager for going forward with Run Britain. Okay, anybody, any other questions on that one before I put up a sample paper? If you can find it. Right. Okay, you will have the PowerPoint, you will read them, you will then look at these questions and you can type in your answers. Try not to handwrite them, folks. Sometimes it doesn't come out well when somebody handwrites them and then takes a picture and sends them through, because sometimes the copies don't come through well. Type them in, it makes it a lot easier for everybody to look at them. It looks at what your duties are, questions regarding you having to make a decision. Question 5 there, you've got an under 20 woman at a cross-country championship and she's missed a race. It does happen because of traffic or parking or whatever. And can she compete? No, it's not. She can't, because she's an under 20 lady and she must compete in a championship at her own age group. Okay. So I've given you the answer. Those of you want to go to level 2 there now, so you should get that one right when you send it in. So don't expect anything different. And a few questions there about an age group on. We will get these updated as we go on, because the date changes on that question 6 there. And then question 7 is regarding a chip timed event, and that's all to do with the fact that the torso of the person crossing, if somebody's adjudicating as a line judge, if there's medals involved and money involved, then the right person must get it. It has happened a number of times at national events where the line judges have overturned the chip timing result because the lead leg of the athlete who was in second place registered before the lead leg of, or the back leg of the athlete who had crossed with the torso first. Okay. I'll stop sharing that one and we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Right, any other question on level 2 before we go forward?
Yeah, you know the modules, right, where you're learning them. Is
Yes.
there any Is there any information where you can get to sort of learn it yourself before you go on the modules? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what if you want? Is that Jane, isn't it? Yeah, Jane.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you, what level are you now, Jane?
I'm level 1.
Okay, so if you want, happy for you to send me an email and I will send you 3 modules, the PowerPoint and the questions for you to have a look at your leisure.
Right, okay.
And there is no pressure in when you want to do them. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you can do them at your own time.
At your own leisure. Okay.
It's the same with the timekeeping that I'm doing with my questions on the timekeeping. I'm just doing
Well, I'm only a lowly level 1 timekeeper, which people get PBs when I timekeep, let's put it that way, especially sprinters anyway. They get world records, but so that's another story.
But it's the same sort of principle.
It's the same principle, yeah, no problem. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, just take your time when there's no rush. And if anybody wants, I am putting my email address on here, which I will put in the chat later. If anybody's got any questions, then we will put our email addresses up towards the end of this, and Zoe's got mine anyway. Okay, going to level 3, folks.
Can I ask a question before we go there? I may have missed it at the beginning, so I was a few minutes late. Where are the modules? Where do you download them from?
Can I gather from your accent you're from north of the border?
You could be correct.
That's all right. Dave Kearns and Shona Malcolm in the office are the people you need to be in touch with.
Right. Okay.
They can give you access to those questions and the modules.
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure, well, they should all be on the Athletics Hub. It depends when you did your course, I guess. If you did it maybe in the last 2-3 years, then you'd be able to access them by logging into the Athletics Hub.
Okay.
But yeah, any issues, Shona Malcolm can point you in the right direction.
Thank you.
And Shona has sat on a level 1 course as well, which I did with Dave Kearns a couple of years ago, last 18 months. So Shona is fully aware of the process regarding what's required. And Dave Kearns is your person up there in Scotland as well, Janice. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, moving forward. Has anybody else got any other questions on level 2? Okay. Level 3, folks. No different really track and field. You need 10 more experiences. But on this one, you need a positive report by at least a level 4 official. The experiences are similar or the same as those for level 2, but there are specific conditions regarding what's required. If this works for me now, let's have a look.
So can I just check, you don't need a positive report to go from 1 to 2?
No, the first time you get a report is level 3.
Because I'm also fielded a report 1 to 2.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about. I'm a fieldy as well, mate. Don't worry. So there's quite a few fieldies on this call anyway, which I know. We are not the same as track and field, where you require a level 2 report in all the disciplines in track and field. Endurance only requires a level 3 for the first one.
All right, thank you.
So the experiences 6 should be different from other experiences gained as part of your progression from 2 to 3. And the thing regarding officiating outside your home county, that's to show that you are willing to travel as part of your progression. That's what it's about, folks. Okay. And also the expectation here, and I'll show you the level 3 application shortly. There is different experiences which have managerial content again, because it's no different to track and field, that they'll be looking at different things for you when you're progressing there as well, from 2 to 3 to 4 as well. But also there's 2 self-teach modules here. One is start and finish director, and the other one is clerk of the course or course director. Clerk of the course is majority kept with cross country, and you tend to find a course director could be involved more with road as well. Okay.
Taff, I was just going to come in. We've got a question just around what it means by home region. So we've got someone in East Wales. So home region, yeah. So if you're based in East Wales, it means you're willing to travel to South or West Wales, or we've even
So East region, you're talking Cardiff, for instance, or Newport?
Newport, that sort of way.
Okay.
So yeah.
So if you go to Pembury, which is Swansea way, is it?
Way past Swansea.
Way past. Okay, there. I mean, I have got an O-level geography, but it's a few years ago. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you travel out, out to your area to West Wales, then at least, as far as I'm concerned, that's out to your region as such, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just
if you venture up north, that's even further.
Yeah, just another one maybe that might come up is the level of competition. Do you need to cover a certain level of competition for level 3 experiences?
Yeah, well, you'd be looking at regional events. Okay. So you're looking, because you're looking really at level 1, that you're dealing with a lot of stuff at a local level, club level, in your own town or village or whatever. Your county is then your county side of things, and then level 3 is no different to I can talk about the north of England, in that Northern Championships road cross country. I'd expect people to be applying to be officials at those kind of events when they're looking at going to level 3. And that is where you're going to get the bigger experience with a bigger number of athletes at those events. Okay.
Taff, could I just ask
an
additional to that? In the south or the southern region, south of England, we've got two sort of sub-regions, the southeast and the southwest.
Yes.
I'm in Surrey, and I've already set myself up to referee a match in North Herefordshire, because to get out of my region means going to the Midlands. But would it also suit to go to the southeast? The southwest region?
Because you travel from east side of London to the other side, it'll take you 2 hours probably. So it shows you're willing to travel for the experience. So I can't see that being an issue.
Thank you. If
that came through to me, Ashley, I'd have no issue signing that off, mate.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Anybody else with any similar questions, or are you quite happy now regarding? It's the same with Scotland, probably. Well, Janice can probably knows a lot more about Scottish regions than I do, because you've got west and east, I think, up there, Janice, haven't you? I think.
And north.
And north as well. North will be very cold now, but
east and west is very cold, but the whole of Britain's cold just now.
Yeah, so you look at north being Aberdeen, then, aren't you? Probably.
Yeah, it's Aberdeen, Elgin, Islands.
Oh, on the islands as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stop this little share here, and I'll put a level 3 application up. Level 2, level 3. There we are. And okay, very similar if you look at it to the level 2 application. It's a 2-paper one. Experiences are, like I said, similar, if not exactly the same. The differences here that within region, they have got tri-regional endurance groups in England anyway. And they are looking, the one thing I should have mentioned was when you are progressing from 2 to 3, and then if you're looking at 3 to 4, no difference track and field, folks, is what have you learned at your events? And that is a box within the record of experience, and you are expected there to self-assess your own learning. Okay. And then, as you can see, there's a box there for a POS report received from a higher graded official, meeting and date, and the assessor will also look at assessing your 2 answer papers for the start finish director and the clerk of the course director, and they will then send your application to the tri-regional group or upgrading secretary. I'm the secretary for the north of England, with about 3 other people sitting on that group, and we would assess if somebody's progressing then from up to level 3. Listen, folks, don't feel that it's something you don't want to do because of all this stuff. We're not there to stop people progressing, folks. Okay, we're there to assist you and make sure that people, when at the end of the day, I'm not getting any younger, and we need younger people coming through as well. Okay, and people, they only get that by asking for advice and progressing. I'm lucky, I've got Graham Healy there, Mary Hodges, who's from the Midlands. We all work very closely together and we all learn from each other. And that's what it's about, folks. Okay. Any questions on the level 3 paper?
Can I just clarify something?
Go on, Mary.
More for everybody else's benefit. Where would you look? Where would you start looking for getting your report? What events would and what duties?
For level 3?
Yes.
I'd be looking at regional events.
Yeah.
When you probably get to level 2, your own COFSEC in your own region, and also you can put yourself forward if you're Midlands based and you want some experience of the road relays. There's nothing stopping you applying to be one of the officials there. And the England Road Running or the English Cross Country Association would then, they want people to progress as well. And at the end of the day, there's nothing stopping you then putting your name to the regional office and then passing it forward. Does that answer your question, Mary?
Yeah, it was. I knew the answer, but it was just to clarify.
Oh, you were testing me.
Yeah, it was more to clarify for everybody else, because it's something that, as a mentor, I've struggled with. I understand it now, but it's not. I didn't find it clearly. There was a clear indication on the application form what would be acceptable. But I understand now that it needs to be a regional or a national
appointment.
That you get your report.
And also, if you get a report at level 3, and it's one of the 4 that's required for level 4, being a referee or assistant referee, or clerk of the course, or start or finish, then if that is a positive report, that could be one of the 4 required for your level 4 as well. I don't want to go into dents and confuse people about level 4 now, but if you get one of those chief appointments as a level 3 going forward, then that could assist you for your level 4 if you're looking at going that way as well. I hope I haven't confused anybody there. No, okay. I think Ashley, you were on one of my courses, I think, weren't you? I think
I was, yes.
Hemant's got his hand up. Taff?
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Someone's got a
Hi,
question.
Taff. Yeah, the question I have is when you actually when you submit the availabilities for wanting to officiate at regional competitions, in order to gain the varied experience that's required for the level 3, do you have to actually request that you need specific experience? Because up to now, you just put in the tick box to say I'm available. And then,
but there should be a box that some Hemant will say, if you're looking at progressing to level 3, you just say, I'm looking at progressing and I would like experience in this area. And that could be considered by the selectors then for you to assist you in your progression.
So it's you as an individual's initiative is to request that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
I'll keep an eye out on him, man. Don't worry about that. Been a northern lad.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else any other questions on level 3? No. Okay. Let me finish this one here. I'll go back to the PowerPoint. Right, Zoe, about 2 years ago, had plenty of time on her hands, and she produced this bit of a endurance officials welcome pack, and done a good job at it as well. I'll give you that, Zoe. It's an excellent document. If you use our QR code, or Zoe can send it out to you, have a look at it. And it's a good one. I know Mark in England's looking at plagiarising probably Zoe's document, I think, and adding some English pictures on it somewhere instead of having Welsh ones. There's no point in reinventing the wheel because it's exactly the same duties
sorry to interject, but I think plagiarising is slightly erroneous word. Using good resources is what I would call it.
No, I call it not reinventing the wheel, Mark. You touchy thing, yeah. Yeah. So basically, we're not reinventing the wheel, and I don't think Zoe's going to be. Zoe sits on the various groups with us anyway, the national group. So yeah, but it's a copyright to Zoe, but I think she's happy for us to go ahead and look at it. There's no point reinventing the wheel in any way, but it's an excellent document by Zoe, folks. So have a look at it, and it's for somebody coming into the sport, and even level 1 and level 2. It's a good document to look at. Right, moving on now, Zoe. I think we got Q&A, and I think we have got a couple of questions already, but I think we've covered that one, I think, Zoe, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we've covered the regional, how it works in Wales, I guess, or across the board as well, in terms of what means by out of area. So that first question.
And our second question is, somebody's a level 2, they're also chapter 8. Those of you who don't know what chapter 8 is, this person is in a course where they can control traffic at events, and basically when there's a TTRO, like road closures and stuff like that. So it's a stop-go board and all the other kind of stuff, and it's all to do with safety when setting up on events where road closures and management of traffic is involved. I did do mine about 4 or 5 years ago, but I didn't do my renewal, I'll be honest with you. I think COVID came and I had plenty of excuses then. But they are still chapter 8 courses available through the home countries. The only problem is, I believe that some police forces don't allow people to work as chapter 8. So before you spend out and go on the course, make sure your local police force allows you to do it. Otherwise, you could be wasting your money, folks. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, go on, Gary.
I was just going to add this is me you're talking about, by the way, but on the chapter 8, once you get to your three-year point, there is an online refresher that's now free of charge if people are interested or not aware of that. Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I think mine. It wasn't online when mine renewals due, I think, and then COVID came, so I didn't pursue it, to be honest with you. But I'll see if I can regenerate it anyway. So thanks for that, Gary. So this is your question. So yes, being a level 2, I believe, limits me to events with lower numbers of competitors, but I would not be at level 3. Yeah, right there. Yes. The higher up the levels you go, the bigger the event you can officiate as a referee at. That's all it means.
Do you know what that number is, though, as far as number of entrants?
Yeah, well, level 2, you're looking at 300, and also as a race adjudicator, you can also referee at an event where there's 300 or less anyway. Okay. Yeah. Or that is subject to you being comfortable in doing so, doing the dual role. That's all. Okay. But they don't advise it doing any higher. Let's put it that way. No. Because it's a different role altogether. Then, if you're looking at a big city marathon or half marathon, then you need people doing individual roles for the event adjudicator and then the refereeing side of it, because it could be a bit hectic for you. Let's put it that way. Absolutely. But you say the current level is 300 for level 2, yes, for cross country, and after 600 for road. 600 for road. Okay, thank you. And then as you go to 3, it goes up, and then when you go to 4, then it's unlimited after that. Right. Thank you. It's all in the UK rulebook, folks, and road or cross country. You'll see all the stuff there regarding progression anyway, and also those who track and field will see that there as well. Right, any more questions, Zoe, at all?
I'll just check the chat if there's any more. Stuart Pugh's got his hand raised. Do you want to come off mute?
Hi, just on the referee questions.
Go on, mate.
Because they're not laid out in the sort of thing. Is it just a case of like showing you working? This is why I decided and why I would do it. The ones with the sort of race scenarios, the sort of thought process you'd go through, and in terms of what you're sort of thinking about. Because
at the end of the day, Stuart, you're at an event. It's a cold, wintry, wet day, and somebody drops something on your toes, and you've got to think on your feet, mate.
Yeah,
And it's not all in the rule book. I'll give you an example now, without saying where, when, or what. An event was a bit of a car crash, league matches, different age groups. Some athletes, younger athletes, all went off course, but they all went off course together. And they all finished, so that is not an issue. They've all ran the same distance. However, another race where the first, say dozen, who were leading, went and did another lap because a marshal directed them so. However, you know when you enter an event how many laps your cross-country race is. Or if it's a marathon, it's a 2-lap course. So you're not going to run a 3rd lap, are you?
Yeah,
so,
that's the one I've written about 3 different answers to that question.
Well, I'll tell you now, at the end of the day, I had a discussion with somebody about it without going into detail, and he had various options. He thought, well, I'll cancel that result completely. And I said, well, hang on a minute. There's 150 people who ran the course correctly and finished in the right order. So why should they be punished because 12 others should have known which way they should have gone, even though the marshal has inadvertently sent them on another lap?
That's what my current answer says, something along that line.
That's all right, mate. You passed then. Okay.
Congratulations, Stuart.
Because you've got a duty really for those who have finished the course correctly. And okay, people do make mistakes. Marshals have missed somebody coming through or whatever. But at the end of the day, those who've done it correctly shouldn't be punished in their results. And the fact that you should also, you think about the amount of people who walk the courses before the event. Seeing it never do. You all turn up late.
Yeah, that without blabbing away on everything, but that's the thought process I've gone through. I've laid it out in the answer, so someone will get to read it shortly.
Well, send it through to us. I'm happy to look at it for you, mate. Okay.
Yes,
Fab, I've got a suggestion. Is there a way of holding a repository of refereeing scenarios? This would be really helpful to those starting in the role or holding a future workshop and scenarios. So that is a good suggestion.
Okay. It's a difficult one with endurance over the years when we've had the various conferences as to what topics we do, and we've done them on how to do duty sheets regarding events, how to set up small and medium cross-country road events and stuff like that. So yeah, there's stuff out there. It's what you want, and if you come back to Zoe and say you'd like X, Y, and Z, folks, then I'm quite happy to have a chat with you for an hour if you want. No problem with that. We all learn by having a chat together, folks. Okay. And how about, like I said, Graham and Mary and all those good mentors and Chris Stott and that, we're all level 4, level 5 officials, which would help everybody. I'm just going through the chats now and I can't see. Let's have a look. Changing names. Oh, don't worry about changing names, folks. Home region, I think that's covered now, isn't it, from Emma? Pembury, yeah, we've discussed Pembury. Referee scenarios, that's the one we just covered there. I think that's it, I think, Zoe, isn't it?
Yeah, unless anyone else got any other questions they want to come off mute.
Has anybody any other questions, folks? Doesn't matter how simple you think it might be. Don't feel embarrassed by asking it, folks. We only learn by asking about these kind of things. Mark, do you want to go on? Go on, Jane.
Is there a timekeeping one then for endurance? Another one? Is it? Or have I got that mixed up?
Right, Jane. Who did your course for you?
Catch that. Could you try again?
Sorry.
Was that Alexa talking to me there?
Yeah, I'm just.
When did you do your course, Jane?
September.
And who did you do it with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't have been listening then. Right. What we say in the courses is you can have, as you know, as a timekeeper, it's different with track and field and endurance. With endurance, you round up to the full second.
Yeah.
Track and field, that's why I'm not very good at track and field timekeeping. And if you submit on that level 1 form for timekeeping experiences,
Yeah.
then you could have a little line on your pass to say you're an endurance timekeeper level 1.
Right.
However, because you are looking at progressing in timekeeping, and if I wasn't a timekeeper at all, I cannot progress on endurance timekeeping unless I did the level 1 timekeeping course that you've done. You with me?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So there's no progression in endurance timekeeping like track and field.
So I just keep with the track and field.
Keep the track and field, yeah. But you
Right.
can still have a level 1, a little line on your badge if you want one.
Right, okay. No, it doesn't really matter. I'll carry on for trying level
You
2.
carry on with track and field then, okay. Okay, any other questions, anybody?
Oh, well, quick one from me.
Go on, Gary.
There's currently no road race directors courses being held. And any idea when those might recommence?
Well, do you know something, Gary? You've either been listening to my phone calls with Zoe, or you've hacked me somewhere, because Zoe and I...
bugged.
Well, I've been bugged by somebody anyway. I know that Welsh Athletics, hopefully I'm not out of turn here, Zoe, in saying this. The Welsh Athletics are looking at putting on a race directors course going forward in the spring of next year. Normally they were held by UK Athletics on a biannual kind of period. I did mine going back many years ago now, and it was Gamil Lightwood and crikey, who was the other fella? Was it John Temperton?
Yes, I think so.
It might have been John might have done them. Yeah, John used to be a UKA. John was a senior official as well. So, so I don't know whether Mark from England would be looking at doing something going forward, but I know Zoe's looking at doing something from the Welsh perspective anyway.
Okay.
I think Gary's been listening to my phone calls as well, because I've been having similar conversations about this. So I think perhaps me and Zoe need a little bit of a chat to maybe kind of ensure there's 2 dates over the course of the year.
Yeah, I think Zoe's looking at moving forward with that one anyway, Zoe, aren't you? I think so.
Yeah, that's a bit of an exclusive that's been released. Yeah, we're looking at you know, potentially updating it at all, but yeah, there's a need for it courses in Wales, so yeah, we're gonna be looking at that.
Okay, I'll tell you what, folks, some of you know me already, but I'll put my email address in. It's arwellwilliams@aol.com if you can see it. If you've got any queries, folks, send me an email, or you can speak to Zoe in Wales or Mark in England anywhere. Officials accreditation is the England one. It's on the application forms anyway, the officials contact for Scotland, Ireland, Wales and England. Okay, folks, if nobody's got anything else to ask, folks, can I thank you for listening to my dulcet tones for the last, well, just under an hour. Some of you know me already. If you're looking at progressing to 2 to 3, and you haven't got my email address, I can't find it, then email Mark or Zoe. And if anybody up in the Scotland there, if they want to send it to Shona or Dave Kearns up there, Northern Ireland, I'll be straight with you. I don't know who the contact there is, Zoe. She does sit on our group or come in onto our group, I think, isn't she?
Mark will probably be able to confirm. Is it Shona?
Is it Shona? I think her name's Bratton, Bratten.
Okay, well, you knew something I didn't know that, Mark. Thanks for that, mate. Okay, folks, listen, thanks for your time. Hope that